Hey guys, welcome to Chaos Zero Nightmare. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the summary of the developer commentary. For those who would want to watch the whole video, I'll be putting it in the description. Also, we're going to be defining what is really the meaning of doom posting. Also, what people are saying about the commentary and my thoughts before the game's release. So starting with our dev commentary, we will begin with the story. So the early story was designed for a broad appeal. They don't want to make an overall tone heavy, and they will adjust the atmosphere of the game. This is understandable because they are actually still feeling the temperature of what their audience is expecting of the story. So I assume that they got a lot of feedback on where the story should go, how should they approach the characters, how should they approach the dynamic of the characters. So I think those will be addressed, which is actually nice. Trauma Code will be available on launch, basically personal agent stories exploring their trauma, multiple endings with more serious tone. So this one is a more customizable feel with each character having their own narrative. So each season will have 3 story arcs exploring wider ranges of themes and topics than the OG storyline. So this is actually easier to tweak, especially if they're already prepared for this. But I don't think the devs were surprised with our comments. It was bound to happen because I think everybody felt that it was just it was just in the middle, and it's like they're really playing safe with the story. So onto the graphics, and first they're gonna be improving the card art. I hope it's gonna be sufficient enough that people are going to be noticing the big improvement, not just not just shading and everything. Again, there's a lot of expectation riding on this because in any card game, the art is the art should stand out. Especially that they are locking the animations of the card behind a gotcha. Again, the basic card art should blow us away. Second, they will be focusing on resource optimization, faster loading, and reduce overheating. This is basically basic in any game, making sure that everything's running smoothly and everything is going to be optimal in the end user's end. Okay, and focus on adding more animations for each character. I noticed that most of the animations are very simple, especially for the card animations. I think the most complex animations are usually for the ultimates, or for the ego points, or for the ego skill. It would be best that they would do a lot more animations because some people would like to have more animations as they are casting their skills. Some would have them turned off. But for me, the game is gonna be more attractive if there are more animations, period. So as we go deeper into the dev commentary, I think most of your feedback went into the last categories. We're going to be starting with combat and content. So tooltips for keywords and functions will be improved, I presume, and also will work with the publisher to improve translation quality. Again, these two go hand in hand. Most of you guys know what I mean in terms of the translation. Some of the mechanics are kind of the same, but have different words. And again, the tooltips is very important because the tooltips were very general. You'd had to understand it deeply for you to understand the gameplay. So if I'm a beginner, I would rely on the tooltips as well. So they better make sure that the tooltips is ready for beginners, especially for those who did not play the beta. For those who played the beta, I think most of us were able to get what the game was all about. But for those who haven't played yet, this is actually very important. The third one is there will be more roguelike content in the future. So they started with Chaos Manifestation during the closed beta. But they will be adding a zero system. Content will be available on launch. Again, I don't mind additional content as long as the content has importance to the game. So, and also will make the players realize that with additional content, they're gonna be getting probably a better experience, probably more resources. So my point is, I hope the new roguelike gameplay will enrich the game more. Okay, not just give the players more things to do, and that's just it. Okay, the wider variety of character mental breakdown mechanics, so more breakdown effects than the playtest. Okay, breakdown effects, they were actually okay. They were very simple, but if they could add another layer of more of a layer benefit to the breakdown, that would be cool. Okay, so for example, breakdown characters may act strangely or suddenly recover. Could be. The last one is will balance cards based on beta data. Epiphany cards are being looked in particular. Will also rework neutral cards in equipment, fate, and skills. In any card game, as a previous Magic the Gathering player, it's really hard to balance cards. So this challenge in balancing cards will not only happen before launch, but also if they release future characters with new cards, they will have to balance it to suit the current ones. So the balancing again is gonna be a work in progress. So for the last topic in the dev commentary, we'll be talking about demonetization, which is a hot topic right now, and you'll know why in a bit. First, let's talk about what they're going to be improving. So, new combatants and partners are added to the standard banners after the rate up period, except the seasonal and collab units or characters. So your combatant are your characters, your partners are actually your weapons. So this is a nice one to have, because as one limited rate up banner ends, you can still get the characters, or you can have a chance to get the characters in the standard banner. Also, for the rate up partners, will be purchasable in the shop. Again, the rate up partners are going to be the weapon, so you could purchase them outright. You don't need to go through the gacha. And number 3 is adjust performance difference of dupe system and the ego manifestation. So each copy unlocks I think added ability or a passive. So they're gonna be adjusting it. I'm not sure how, but under this is on number 1, you can buy dupe mats with mileage up to 2 times per combatant. So you could buy this probably through your own money, or could be an in-game currency. That we do not know. Number 2 is dupe mat will remain after the banner period, which is nice because you can still farm for the character after the banner rate up, as long as you have 1 copy of the character existing. Then dupe mats will be available in seasonal content. So the third one, I presume, will be their way of giving you a way to farm copies for free, because it's going to be seasonal content. So I think you could farm these here. So number 1, I think it's going to be paid. For number 3, this is going to be free depending on the seasonal content. So that is how I understand these. Plus, in the second to the last one, they plan to give out around 200 free pulls early game, meaning when you start the game or during launch. So that is generous by far to me. Not all games would even give you 100, but they're giving you guys 200 pulls. So take note of that, which I highly appreciate. And the last one is each season season update will have enough rewards, allow you to obtain new characters without pressure. So what they're saying is, as a new update comes out, they will have enough currency for you to get the character without the pressure of losing to a 50-50. Because again, I would want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the 50-50. They haven't discussed the 50-50 in the dev commentary. So what I'm thinking is they will be giving out enough mats to get at least one copy, even if you lose the first 50-50. So basically, the gotcha system is once it triggers, there will be a 50-50 chance that you'll be getting the rate up character or other characters with the same rarity. So if you lose that, the next pity you'll get the character for that exact banner, the exact character. So with this one, I presume that the updates will have enough currency to give us at least one copy of the character. That is my understanding. So, what do you think? So, before we head into our next discussion, a lot of the next discussion is actually stemming from the dev commentary. But again, before that, let's define what is doom posting. So, doom posting is the informal, often repetitive practice of constantly posting negative predictions or comments online. Okay, particularly about news or a particular topic, emphasizing disagreeable and catastrophic outcomes. Okay, so it is related to doom scrolling, which is the act of consuming large quantities of negative online content. But doom posting specifically refers to the creation of those negative posts themselves. Okay, so key characteristics of doom posting. So this is probably the telltale signs of how to classify something as doom posting. So negative focus, the content is overwhelmingly pessimistic and focuses on the worst possible scenarios. Again, they're pushing for a worst case scenario. It's actually good to comment whether good or bad, or to give feedback which is good or bad. But if you focus on the worst case scenarios, that is where doom, comes from. Doom posting, worst case scenarios or worst possible scenarios. Next is repetitive, so it involves continually making such posts rather than a one-off comment. Again, if you make a rant and you do another rant and you do another rant, it doesn't look good. So might as well have your rant in one single post, so not to have people feel that you are really sending a negative message about something that you're commenting on. Okay, and online based, the practice occurs primarily on the internet, such as social media. Prediction oriented, so this is it. It often involves predicting unfavorable future outcomes or highlighting existing problems in an exaggerated way. Again, these posts usually, again, repeating to what I said before, they end in saying that because of this and this, that game is going to be failing. That game is going to be EOSing in a few months, whatever. So if you are predicting a doomed outcome without backing anything up, it's really doom posting, really, period. So let's go through some of the posts, probably the summary of the post. I wouldn't want to read all of the posts, and I will just put the link of each of the posts in the description of the video so that you could read further. Here's one: voicing your complaints is not doom posting, which I agree. The only way for change to happen is to seek up and provide feedback, positive or negative. Agree. The devs changed the gotcha to include limited characters into the standard pool because we spoke up and voiced our complaints. Personally, I think the standard banner should be a selector, but baby steps. Okay, I want this game to succeed and be the best game it can be, but we can't bring each other down by calling every post meant to give real criticism a doom post. You're a consumer first and a player second. To the developers, make your voice heard through feedback and reinforce your feedback by choosing when and when not to spend money. Honestly, he's actually right. It's not a problem. It's not really a problem to give negative feedback. Okay, negative feedback is given because you would want the developers to improve what they have. That's it. This is what it means. It is not doom posting. So for our next one, it says, it seems like Reddit has a lot of idealist or wealthy people. We are consumers and users who purchase the products put out by our developers. Developers, of course, say that they will show the best quality when promoting it, but the result is not. The current KR apology video is proof that do you think they're crazy? All the posts I've posted are about quality, but it's a pity that some people take it as doom post or an attack on the game. I wish CZN well too, as they said, I will open my wallet if it is of highest quality. What's the difference from doom posting to criticizing you for disagreeing with you? Well, again, guys, as I've said, if the criticism is constructive enough and it would help the developers improve, why not? Why not give a negative feedback? Again, the negative feedback is used as a tool to have improvements. Okay, so if you don't mention any doom posting outcome of the game, it is a feedback. It is a constructive feedback, especially if you want them to improve. The third one is, can you guys shut the F up? The game is not even out yet. What is the point of doom posting at this moment? So after the game is released and everyone has experienced it, sure. If it's bad, doom posting all you want. Like I haven't gotten a chance to play it. Some of the guys who posting are also haven't played. So they just think that the game will fail, but it's just their speculation. Whether the game fails or not, after the game release, the market will decide. Don't need your useless speculation right now. I will say again, the game is not even out yet. If you want to do doom posting, do it after the honeymoon phase. Doom posting all you want. Blah blah blah. And I agree with this guy. Again, the game hasn't been out yet. It hasn't been released. We haven't seen the final product. We haven't seen what they're going to be doing after the dev commentary up until launch. So, who knows? They might be changing the 50-50. Who knows? We don't know that yet. Why are you saying negative things and saying that the game is not going to last long if you don't know what the final product is yet? Okay, there's no point to it. There is really no point. So agree with this guy. Agree 100%. So for our fourth comment here, I understand the psychological resistance of the 50-50 system, which is the source of most of the negative comments and the doom posting, but the truly important factor lies elsewhere. If you play gacha games, you know that the number of free pulls is the most important thing within this kind of system. In a version of the game that is generous with free pulls, you can still get the character you want even if you lose the 50-50. Conversely, in a version with a stingy amount of free pulls, you might not even get a chance to challenge the 50-50 at all. Ultimately, the core of this business model is not the 50-50, but the number of free pulls. This will gradually become clearer once the game launches and it would be more accurate. Again, I agree with this guy because, again, no matter what the system, whether it's a 75-25, where it's a 50-50, if the game is very stingy in terms of free pulls, like stingy for codes, stingy for giveaways, for pulls, that would be worse than a 50-50. Okay, so if they stick to the system wherein they're going to be generous, if they're going to be giving 200 as you play the game as a new player, then continue that trend as the game grows, I actually would appreciate that more. Again, the 50-50, it's I know people are so tired of the system or the 50-50 system that they want it out. I understand that. I understand it. Especially now that there are gacha games that are no longer gacha games. They're giving their characters for free. So I understand why players are now pushing towards a better system. So again, guys, at this point, the free pulls is very welcome, and I do hope that it extends towards the lifespan of the game. So for our fifth post here, we've reached the doom posting singularity. We're past doom posting. We're now in meta doom posting, which is I'm not sure what is. Next up is post complaining that complaints about doom posting have gotten out of hand. Maybe the real 50-50 was the sanity we lost along the way. Also, Rin best girl. So Doom posting on another level. I'm not sure that of that yet, but again, it's still Doom posting. For the last one, for those who are Doom posting, this is actually a message for those people. Let's cut to the chase. I know that everyone in this Reddit is eager for the game or still on the fence, disheartened, whether playing it because of the 50-50. Again, because the expectation is new games should, differ from the 50-50. Ask yourself, why do you like the game so much? Do you really think the game is completely ruined by the 50-50? To be honest, not really. Um, this is going to be a challenge, I might say, the 50-50, but I don't think it's going to be ruining a game. Again, if I go back, if the game is that generous, the 50-50 would be the least of our problems. So my thoughts before the game's release, and this is going to be quite short and sweet. So I feel that they've answered 80 to 90% of the feedback of the community, and I think that's a great start. We could work on the remaining 10 to 20% as we go along the way. Mainly the gripe of the community is the 50-50 gotcha for combatants and for the partners. Again, guys, why don't we focus our attention on how the game can be generous? Why can't we think about that? Okay? Or why can't we appreciate that other ways that we can farm for dupes? We could also appreciate that, right? So again, I know that if you feel that it's kind of short with the 50-50, but at least at this point, they are trying their best already. We'll just have to see if that continues throughout the game's lifespan. So, constructive criticism is really better than giving negative feedback. Basically, constructive criticism is a negative feedback you package as something that you say to someone that you would want to improve. Whether it be a developer, whether it be someone, whether it be a friend, it's still the same. So again, when you package your feedback, your negative feedback, make sure that the intention is that you would want the other party to improve. Also, let us stop on, making negative feedback that focuses on worst possible scenarios. Okay? This doesn't help. Honestly, this doesn't help. And especially if you don't have facts and evidences. Okay? Doom posting is not healthy in any scenario, or not healthy for the game, not healthy for the community. It's not healthy in any way. Okay? If you don't have facts and evidences, don't bother do doom posting. So lastly, it would be unfair for the developers of CZN to label their game as a failure. Again, they haven't launched yet. They haven't even done all of the things that they could do because we haven't seen it yet. So again, guys, please chill. Let's wait for the final product to come and let us enjoy the game during launch. Provide your feedbacks, whether good, negative, so that the game developers may improve the quality of their game. Again, developers usually listen, especially if players are also sincere about what they're saying. So that is it, guys. Those are my thoughts on the dev commentary, and a lot of things happened after that. So comment down in the comment section, what do you think? Stay safe, take care, guys. This is the Warden, and I'm out of here.